Okay. Hi, John.
Hi.
Hi, guys. So today we are with John Beaudry, landscape design in San Diego, La Mesa, and we're in his magical garden. And John, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how come that you create these beautiful spaces.
Oh, well, I grew up in Chicago in a subdivision where we had a river nearby and surrounded by forests, and I used to go and look for crawdads in the river, and I was just really intrigued by nature. And I'd heard that my dad had a garden back in New Jersey where they moved from, and I asked for my first garden at 5 years old, and we put in just a rectangular bed, 3 by 10, something like that, and planted seeds of zinnias and marigolds. And by the end of the summer, I was looking up at the flowers, and I was just hooked. So I've had a garden always since I was literally as I can remember. And I got a degree in ornamental horticulture at the University of Illinois, and I did tree care for 10 years. I've worked for the Chicago Botanic Garden. I was senior horticulturist there, and I was spent some time at the city of Chicago working for a program called Green Park Chicago, where we combined a community gardening program with a job training program. So we trained people for careers in the green industry, and it was really fulfilling. It was really great to see what a difference and how much of an impact it made on kids to plant a garden. They had no idea that you could grow tomatoes. They thought it was just something you buy at the store. And to be able to raise their own food, I really feel like it's a missing that we don't know we're missing in society. What I realized is that these kids go from their house to their school, and that's their world. They've never been out to see that their water comes from one of the largest bodies of fresh water on the planet, Lake Michigan. They have no connection to it, no connection to nature in any way. And I'm really astounded that people be connected to nature. So I do that now through creating outdoor living spaces for people to live out in the restorative benefits of nature. I have written a book, Garden Sanctuary, which is coming out October 15th. And it's a transformational journey around creating your own personal sanctuary, your own connection to nature. I hope it provides healing and inspiration for people around the world. And last, I'm creating a nonprofit called Community Green, which will help cities to incentivize green roofs. So I was involved in putting the first green roof on City Hall in Chicago, and help them develop an ordinance to support the development of green roofs. And they not only require it, but they also give kickbacks to developers so that Chicago is becoming a green city. And my commitment is that by 2025, every major city in the United States has a green roof incentive program, and they're building green cities moving forward.
Beautiful. So John, for how many years are you doing all this?
I've been, since I was 5 years old. I'm 60 now, so I guess 55 years old. 55
oh wow,
years.
55 years. That's a lot of value in you. Great.
It's really, I'm really blessed that I knew what I wanted at an early age, and I was able to explore it and continue to work with it. So
beautiful.
It's great to meet people like you.
Thank you.
Have been a really big help to my business.
Awesome. John, so what is the biggest challenge when you design the gardens and design the spaces? What is the biggest challenge for you?
The biggest challenge is always finding that sweet spot of what the client wants within the budget, and having it fit in the place. So like be of the place. I like gardens to be of where they're at. And what I mean by that is using local plants, using plants that are going to do well in the environment where the garden is, and to feel like have people feel like they're part of the natural environment, as opposed to, I don't like to bring in seashells from Florida for a garden in California. It just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your book. I'm going to grab a book, and please say what it's about, what you're creating.
So the book's name is Garden Sanctuary, Designing for Comfort, Wholeness, and Connection. It's really about how gardens can be a place of healing and connection for us. We live such busy lives that there's really there's really no place for us to really feel whole and feel connected to something, bigger than ourselves. And we are part of nature, and yet we've extracted ourselves from her. So this book is about creating your own personal connection, your own place where you can step out your back door and be connected to nature. And it's also a really thorough how-to design book with all the steps you need to design your own garden. So that's that. And also giving 10% of the proceeds to Pachamama Alliance, which is an organization that supports the indigenous people of the Amazon to preserve some of the largest tracts of forests on the planet, in the most biodiverse regions of forests on the planet.
Awesome. John, how people can find you? Where they can find you and where they can look for
my
some more
website
information?
is beaudrydesign.com, BEAUDRY design.com. There you'll find a connection to Community Green and links to my book and my design services.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, John. It was a pleasure to have an interview with you. Thank you. Thank you for everything what you created. It's amazing.
It's a pleasure.